Welcome back to another video. Hope you all are doing great. In this video, I want to talk about our trading alerts, basically the top trades this week. We're going to look at all trades, so you'll see the worst performing trades as well as the best performing trades. Absolute full transparency. How this works is I have a Patreon where I basically post my trades live. We started a $1,500 trading challenge where we began with $1,500. And then we trade as well as we can using my strategy, using the trading signals and all of this. And we are now sitting at 5.4K, which is absolutely amazing. The trades are not the quickest. It's not constant day trading. This is my trend trading strategy that I've developed myself personally. So some of the worst performing trades so far is going to be Zoro and Mavia because they've still not yet given us a very good profit. You could say that Zoro has sort of given us a very tiny profit, but it's so small that it's not really to talk about. It's just a couple of percentages. We need to see it grow into more. A lot of the cool trades are just below this. We have WCT up to 42% in profits here just on the 4-hour time frame since we first called out this project. All of these calculations here are with the actual trades since the initial call out. AIO said 4-hour time frame here, this is still green. Here we didn't really nail a trade properly, so therefore you will not be seeing a percentage. Sign here as well, you will not be seeing a percentage. There are many good trading opportunities that I just don't trade. I'm not sitting and watching these graphs. I'm running companies, running businesses, working pretty much almost every hour of every single day here, except for on the weekend. And so I just won't be staring at these graphs constantly. And so I will be missing some trades personally that my team is tracking perfectly well here on the Patreon. But some of the better trades here, we have Initia, 150% gains, and it's actually up even more right now. If we look at it from the 2-hour time frame that I normally don't trade on, but if we do, we can see here that it's now up 127%. I always trade with 2x leverage, so that's like 250%. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, we got a little bit less gains here, but it's a much more secure trade. We're now looking at 100%, so 200%. But as you guys can see, we are fully transparent here on the Patreon. So we're sitting at 150% profit, since that is when we actually called out the trade and entered the trade. So we will just not randomly post a profitable trade or whatever because the indicator and our strategy said so. We'll put the percentages on where we actually like have profits. So that's why some of these are without percentages and some are with. I'm just updating you guys. You can basically follow along with the graph here and prepare your trades as well as possible. Next up, we have Casper here, 60% profits, another massive trade, and of course Faultcoin with massive gains up 50%. The reason for why some of these trades look a little bit smaller, like Faultcoin, if we scroll back and look at Faultcoin, it had some higher percentages, and that is because I'm moving my stop loss up according to how the trade is playing out to secure profits, and sometimes we do get stopped out. Like 1 month ago, we were heavily trading Babylon, and the thing is here that we got stopped out a bunch of times, and so over time we just stopped trading that project because it was so hard to track the trends. But that is just what can happen. Sometimes we get stopped out, but that is because we are pulling our stop loss into profit. I will of course talk more about my strategy in detail in a future video. I'm planning on doing basically a full transparent walkthrough of the strategy. The development of the strategy has been ongoing for quite a while, and I'll probably sell the strategy in the future, but right now I'm not that interested in selling it. I'm just going to be extracting and doing the trade signals and all of that instead. There are some very interesting opportunities coming up here ahead. All of these projects that we're holding long positions, cashing out on, when they turn into a downtrend, that's when we will compound our gains with a massive short position in the downwards direction. Basically, we'll be both longing and shorting, and this is the performance that we can expect from this strategy. Now, this might just be looking too good to be true, and there are some trades here that have sort of flopped. I showed them here in the beginning, but Mavia and Zoro, for example, have not been that good of picks, and some of you guys might be in a loss on Mavia right now. If you entered right here, you would be down quite a bit, like 10% or something like that. But that's because a strategy can't be 100% bulletproof. We try to do it as well as possible, especially for the $1,500 challenge. I try to play it as safe as possible to compound the gains over time. So that is when we actually look at the strategy itself. It comes down to around a 70% win rate. And of course, it might sound like we would be multi-billionaires by now with a 70% win rate, but due to how trading works, with losses having a bigger impact than the gains percentage-wise, like if you gain 10% and lose 10%, then you actually end up with less money. 70% comes out to a good return over a year. So it's a very nice and solid strategy, but it might be looking too good to be true, and it is just not. It's a good and solid strategy that's giving us constant returns over time. So for those of you that are still holding these projects here in profit, I just want to say congratulations. Well played, you're now in massive gains. Don't be afraid to take profit and thank the market for the gains. But of course, if you want to try to ride it longer, you can just pull that stop loss up tighter and tighter and try to ride it for a little bit. Some of these projects might just crash down any moment now, or they could just go for another 2x. We can't predict the future, but what we do is we trade the trends, because that's the actual hype and interest in the project itself being directly displayed in the graph. Overall, this week has been a great success, and we will be lining up the best possible trades we can find for the next week here as well. But some of these trades might just be holding over to the next week, and we will update you guys live on the Patreon here when they flip into a downtrend, so you can be selling, taking profits, and flipping over to a short position exactly when it's needed. If you guys join the memberships and have any questions, just feel free to put it in a comment down below, and I'll do my absolute best to answer them as well as possible. Some of the latest questions we got down here was basically around the stop loss situation. How do we pull the stop loss? And basically what I do when I put in a trade, I put the stop loss at a 30% loss. And then as soon as we move into profit, I start pulling it along, just tagging right below support and resistance levels. For example, if we were to enter the project right here, I would put the stop loss way down here below the support and resistance level. That is right here. And then as soon as we moved up above the next support and resistance level, let's say that is let's say there's a support and resistance level here. The second, oh, there actually probably is, because it peaked right here. The second the project pumps above that support and resistance level, I move the stop loss up accordingly. And as soon as I can move the stop loss into profit, then we have a secured, guaranteed trade, and then we just hope to follow the trend as long as possible. So we protect our stop loss with the support and resistance level, and we start from minus 30%, and that is just minus 50% in the real world, because we are trading with a 2x leverage, or well, at least that's what I'm doing. You can trade with any leverage you want, but I came to the conclusion that my strategy works best with a 2x leverage situation. So as always, I hope you all make massive gains here in the market. I'll do my absolute best to keep you guys up to date, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.